Hello there ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. When playing World of Warcraft, you need to decide what role you would like to play, and this is something you need to think about even if you're thinking of playing something like PvE or PvP. The roles in World of Warcraft are the tank and healer, and of course DPS. I have played each of these roles and have a decent idea of what each one is like and how difficult and easy they can be. I'll be talking about each one, which, if you're thinking about trying out one of these roles, it will hopefully help you make your decision. But before I start, I would like to say the different roles may sound confusing, hard or boring, but each one has its good sides and its bad sides, so give them a chance if you've never tried them before, and you never know, you might just find something which is awesome to play. So first off, we'll start with the most universal role, which is DPS. Every class has a DPS spec. Some are ranged, including the mage and the warlock, and some are melee, which include the warrior, demon hunter and rogue. And some can even play as both, but not at the same time. They include the shaman and the hunter. So simply, your role stands for damage per second, which may be too simple for some people, but I just want to make it clear. Your job is to deal damage while the other two classes keep you alive. I'll talk more about that when I get to them. And that could be by using poisons such as a rogue, throwing fireballs as a mage, or smacking the shit out of an enemy as a warrior. Each class has a unique range of abilities to deal damage to your foes. It is your job to call out every single thing that the tanks and healers do wrong, because as DPS, you can't do anything wrong. I'm joking, of course. But you'd be surprised on how much that happens. The reason I'm telling you this is because if this is what you do, go and check out the other roles and wait until someone tells you that you're doing things wrong constantly. Obviously, mistakes do happen and your input is important, but just think about what you're saying before you say it. I main a healer, of course, so I'm salty about that kind of thing. Anyway, when you start a new character, you'll only be able to DPS and won't be able to check out the other roles until you hit level 10. Bear in mind though, if you're playing a class which can play multiple roles, then you may have some abilities from them such as a small heal or a taunt. Make sure you don't ignore these as they may be very useful in certain situations. If you'd like to check out the other roles, then you can always use the 110 trial boost at the character creation screen. In some raids, the leader may inform you that there is a minimum DPS check, which means if you're not doing enough damage, you may be removed from the raid. This may be because of the item level, or the gear you're wearing, or maybe you just don't understand the fight. Although this may be disheartening, don't take it too personally. I've been kicked out of raids too, so you're not the first or the last. Just thank the leader for taking you this far and leave. Once you've left, try and find out what you were doing wrong. Having add-ons such as details and DBM can really help with this, and try to improve. If you or someone else was logging the run, then you can use a website called WoW Analyzer. This will help you in more detail. I will be making a future video about this site, so look out for that. And that's pretty much it. So keep hitting and applying more dots and make sure you're not standing in the fire and you'll be well on your way in your DPS role. The healer. To those of you who aren't new to this channel, you'll know that I'm a healer, and I love it. Ever since I came to the US server, I've played a healer. Surely, I don't need to tell you this, but your job is to, well, heal. Not every class can heal other people. For example, the warlock has a spell called Life Drain. This heals them, but not others. The classes that can heal other people are the druid, priest, monk, shaman, and paladin, with the priest having 2 healing specs. Now, I could go through all of the healing classes and what they do, but I've already done that in another video. So if you do want to heal, then I suggest you check that one out. Although healers have become more popular, I still feel like people are worried about playing them. Keeping other people alive can be daunting, and if they die, they stop dealing damage, and that could either mean a wipe in a raid or a loss in a PvP arena. So, knowing your class is really important. Being a healer is like being a parent. You're always picking up the mess that your children, DPS, are making. If one stands in the fire, you've got to heal them up. If one dies in fire, you've got to res them. If someone is covered in fire, you've got to dispel them. As you can see, healers, we don't like fire. And DPS, well, they love it. Especially you mages. And if that person dies, it's our fault. Even if they're one shot, it's always the healer's fault. And you know what? I love that. Each fight is different. Different people make different mistakes. You've got to make sure you change how you heal from the last time you defeated that boss. It keeps your mind fresh. You've got to be ready for the worst and manage things such as cooldowns and mana, so you are prepared for that. And if you don't understand them, then
you are not prepared.
Joking aside, it can be difficult, but the rush when everyone is about to die, just as the boss does, and I drop a spirit link totem and save everyone. It's great. The thank yous you get from people make you enjoy the win even more. But I will point out, as a healer, you should never be doing nothing. Spells. As just like the DPS, you will have a range of abilities to do so. So again, healing may be daunting, but with the right practice, I think it's the funnest role in the game. But of course, I'm biased. Do you like getting hit in the face? Do you want to stand there like a rock as it happens? Well, you should play a tank. The classes that tanks can be are the Monk, Druid, Paladin, Death Knight, Warrior, and Demon Hunter. All have a unique spell set to stop them taking damage. Your job is to make sure that the boss isn't smacking those poor rogues and the rest of the DPS across the map while you're taking a load in your face. Taunting adds and making sure that your DPS are alive to kill them is basically your role. Although tanks can deal a moderate amount of damage, and some classes, including the Death Knight and Demon Hunter, can actually out-heal the healer in some cases. Tanking is seen as the hardest role to play because you're the one who can't make any mistakes, because it can cause real problems for the rest of your group. Understanding each situation that you're in is also needed, and being able to quickly rectify a problem is in your job description. I don't know if people don't play tanks because they think it's hard, or if it's boring. I don't like tanking because I find it boring. I have a Paladin and a Death Knight who can tank, but I don't enjoy it. However, you might. Most tanks are raid leaders, and in raid, communication with your other tank is really important. Working together is the only way you'll start clearing content. The one upside from tanking is that you're always needed. If you sign up in a queue, you'll probably be invited instantly. However, make sure you understand whatever you're getting yourself into, as messing up will only get you kicked from the raid and you'll end up getting someone sending you abusive messages, probably a warlock. But apart from that, it's fun, so please check it out. So hopefully that has helped you out in some sort of way with picking a new role. Please check them out, as you may be missing out on something you really enjoy. And if WoW is becoming boring for you, then this may be a way of spicing things up for you. Let me know if you've checked something out and you're enjoying them. And let me know why you picked the class you did and why you picked the role you did. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in another video.